You don't mind ankle picks.
For sure, yeah.
And I saw you hit an ankle pick on someone pretty good the other day, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Yeah, actually, maybe I'll say that one.
The ecological guy.
Yeah, just the 2-on-1 to the ankle pick. It's so deceptive. Just kind of getting to a 2-on-1. If the free leg is if the close leg is back, just stepping through and ankle picking off of it. But it's kind of exact same with an overhook as well. But the 2-on-1 is extremely deceptive, so you can catch people like hit.
Sick, dude. It's real common sense.
Yeah.
You are listening to the She'll Be Right MMA podcast.
Welcome back to the She'll Be Right podcast with Hugh Boyd, and special guest today is Aaron Maher. He's our head wrestling coach at Absolute St Kilda. You won Pan-Pacs, brown belt, hey? You won states too. Yeah. High-level wrestler. You're training for
brown belt, second in Pan-Pacs.
Yeah, silver, Pan-Pacs, pretty much gold. You won states. Yeah, you won a lot of stuff in jiu-jitsu. Recently won a super fight on Battlegrounds, which is super sick. Beat a high-level black belt in Peaches with epic wrestling. You have a very wrestling-dominant style. Any other accolades I'm missing from Richmond? Oh, and he's fortunate enough to be my housemate. Yeah, super lucky. Sick, dude. What's been happening? You got a lot on for this year. Tell us a little bit. Last moment.
Yeah, like next week I got to head up to Canberra for wrestling camp. So just gonna be staying at AIS for 7 days.
Sick.
So it's just going to be a training camp for a comp in 13th of May, which is Southeast Asian Championships.
Awesome.
Which just straight freestyle wrestling. And then the month after, I got the match on Fusion, June 20th. And then a week after that, Wrestling Nationals.
Sick.
So next 2 months is pretty hectic in terms of competitions and training. But it'll be good. Excited for it.
What I really appreciate living with someone like you is that you put your all into this sport. It's your 100% focus. And, when things come up, it's normal to you in a way because it's your schedule. You like training, you like competing. It's epic. It's good having a good person like that around me. I'm very grateful. How old were you when you started wrestling out?
10.
Sick, dude. So, and you started jiu-jitsu at 20, 22.
Yeah, I kind of did a bit in my teens, and then I was dabbling in it, kind of stopped for a bit, and then got back into it into my early 20s.
You started jiu-jitsu super young, like 10.
I was going to ask, what made you switch from wrestling to jiu-jitsu? Or transition to both?
Yeah, I don't know. It was more of I was doing both. A lot of it was I had in my weight division training partners in my gym that were in the same weight division as me, and they were kind of 6 years older, so I was young compared to them, so it was very difficult to kind of win the competitions that they were winning. So I placed second in making Commonwealth Games twice, tried to make the Olympics, won nationals, won Oceania, and then lost in Algeria. So I kind of was finding it hard to kind of breach through to really, really high level competitive success. So I was just kind of dabbling, partly to do with the fact that I was teaching a lot of jiu-jitsu people wrestling as well. So it was a bit of I was teaching them, and obviously a lot of them want to know wrestling for jiu-jitsu, not just kind of freestyle wrestling where it's you should head outside single, you're just going straight into a front headlock. You get choked straight away. So it was a bit of a coaching decision as well. I wanted to understand the sport more. I had already dabbled in it and dabbled in MMA in my teens, so I was always really into MMA, jiu-jitsu, and wrestling. But wrestling was obviously my main focus. And I guess just as time went on, I just started enjoying jiu-jitsu more.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty much what
dude.
What happened there.
And we were speaking about Sam the other day. I read his book, Sam Parker. If you guys don't know, a super underrated, maybe unfortunately a little bit unknown in the mainstream combat sports in Australia. Sam Parker, a credible wrestling coach. Was Sam your first wrestling coach?
Yeah. So when I was 10 is when I started training with Sam. I should probably say some of like his accomplishments.
Yeah, please.
Coaching. Like he had people place fourth in the Olympics, multiple Commonwealth gold medalists, heaps of like top 5 in the world, top 10 in the world accomplishments, which in the scheme of like Australian wrestling is like kind of like an outlier by any means. Like it's he's like by far the most accomplished wrestling coach, and was an Olympian himself.
Because like as a youth in Australia, you really pushed the mainstream to become a swimmer, right?
Yeah,
like wrestling isn't huge here, so to have someone like that,
and that's probably a good point as well, because so much funding gets put into sports like swimming and stuff. A lot of it was due to his almost like self-funding his teams. Like he would frequently bring out like elite wrestlers from like America, people like Mark Schultz. Like he out of the state and would train with Sam's guys. Like Sam, he brought a team to go and compete against like the best Russians in the world, the best Americans in the world. They used to have like team, similar like what they do in American college, where they would have like team matches. And he brought his team there, and they had wins over like Russian world champions and stuff like that. Like, and kind of like was paying for a lot of them to travel internationally, competing internationally as a group, and that's like kind of what led to such an extreme degree of success. Like not just bringing people out to train, but then also bringing his people out to compete. Just kind of like giving opportunities to people to actually make it internationally.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Besides like him being a kind person, like a good coach, how did he have like a technical influence or strategic influence over your game? Because I think like you're obviously you're a wrestling native, but like you wrestle a little bit different to like the other Australian athletes I've seen.
Yeah,
It's like impressive.
Yeah, so a large part of that is also Saeed, who is my other wrestling coach. So Sam had a lot of Albanian people that are naturalized from Albania to Australia.
Whereabouts is Albania in relation to Dagestan, if I don't mind? Russia and
pretty close. I guess it's like southwest of Dagestan. Like it's relatively close, but it's not known for its wrestling culture. Like Saeed is once again like an outlier in terms of like he carried the flag for Albania in the Olympics. Like, you know, they get like the best athlete to kind of carry the flag when they're all like doing the march and stuff. So he placed third in the world.
Let's say its full name.
Saeed Prizreni.
Prizreni.
Yes, yeah. So he carried the flag for Albania. He represented Australia in the Olympics. He was a bronze medalist in Worlds, placed second in Europeans, like has wins over like world champions. But he kind of wanted to naturalize to Australia because he knew a lot of Albanians through that had come here because of my coach. So kind of over the course of like maybe me being like 14 to I don't even know how long, like anyone that knows about the naturalization process, you have to spend like huge amounts of time here to like kind of like rack up time before you can get like permanent residency and stuff like that. So he was kind of in and out of the country over the course of like, I don't know, like 7-8 years. And anytime he was here, he was basically just teaching me like one-on-one.
Wow.
So that was also very beneficial. Like Sam's approach was very much like, I guess, like just a lot of hard kind of wrestling, a lot of just like free drilling, no real positional stuff. I feel like I got more into that with jiu-jitsu. It was much more just like live wrestling and just like free drilling. And then I would say a lot of the technical influence, of course, comes from Sam as well, but largely from Saeed too.
Yeah.
Like Saeed is...
Because you wrestle, if don't get me wrong, like super layman. I have a super layman understanding of wrestling, capacity, and jiu-jitsu, but I feel like you wrestle like a Dagestani, like a very Russian style, like a lot of ties, snaps, and like brush bars. Like it's beautiful, rather than just shooting double legs from like 5 meters away.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that's also the influence of jiu-jitsu as well. Just like there's like a more and less efficient way of doing things. And jiu-jitsu has a different time frame to wrestling. Like wrestling's 2 to 3 minute periods. jiu-jitsu, you can have a 10-minute match, upward of 15-minute, 20-minute, especially if you're talking about like ADCC 20-minute matches. So a lot of it is kind of like taking that into consideration and trying to like form my own style. Again, taking that into consideration, because I think it's a bit unrealistic to expect to finish elite people in a minute. Of course, there are people out there doing it, but it's like to think you're going to be that guy is probably not the right approach. I think I try to take a more conservative approach, assume that the match is going to go the full length, regardless of the time frame, and try to
when you finish
clear on people.
It's usually like 7 to 9 minute range. Hey, like if you're gonna get to the back and struggle them.
Yeah, exactly. Like
maybe it's really tired.
Yeah,
just like hop in these. Like
yeah. So yeah, definitely like with my wrestling and my passing, a very heavy influence on like trying to wear people out and tire them out and try to be more efficient than my opponent. Yeah, so it is an influence from Saeed as well. Like he taught me a lot of those techniques, but it's something that I've like tried to bridge on to my jiu-jitsu style as well.
Let's do a comparative analysis. What do you think, like, because you started jiu-jitsu early on, what do you think are like maybe the top 3 fundamental things that you have like as a native learner being like someone that learned something before 16? Like what do you think are the top 3 things that like you learned and have carried through like your jiu-jitsu? Like you still triangle people, for example. Like
yeah, I guess triangle was like probably one of the first things I've learned. Fundamental things to have. I'm not even sure.
You're like your guard retention's amazing.
Yeah, guard retention's good to have.
Yeah, your passing feels really good. Even like I think that's come later.
Yeah, something I definitely worked on later towards like more quite recently.
But something I've realized though, like people that have done jiu-jitsu for a while, they're very good at keeping people down for one, and the top mentality. And I wonder if there's the reason I'm asking this. I wonder if there's a similarity in wrestling. There's something that like people learn earlier that maybe make them better than people that like start a little bit later. Is there anything that you think you picked up early on at wrestling that has really helped you in the future?
Yeah. I mean, as you said, like the ability to actually like hold someone down, and also probably one of the main things, and something that Hugh is really good at, is the ability to kind of scramble, the ability to not concede a position. Because especially in wrestling, like obviously in jiu-jitsu as well, it's a bit harder to score the points because you have that like 3-second rule.
Yeah.
Whereas in wrestling, it's like instant. Like if your back gets exposed to the mat, you'll lose the point straight away. So it's kind of like the last person to stop moving is generally the one that's going to lose. Like obviously there's like, that's if you have 2 like technical wrestlers going at it. Like obviously if you're much more skilled, you're going to just shut down their ability to scramble early. But I feel like that's probably a big thing, that you have to keep moving. Otherwise, the other person's going to take a step ahead of you and kind of be a step ahead and score the points, I guess.
So I felt like, obviously I started jiu-jitsu a little bit later, 19. I felt that rolling or training of anyone that started combat sports earlier on, as they're so adaptive. Like you guys don't need to write out like systems like a trial MR or anything. You just feel like you always fill the holes. Like I roll with you, and as soon as I like grab your neck, like you're already moving. It's amazing. That's amazing. Now I got a question from Rory Matthews, the king dad of jiu-jitsu. Who's your favorite players to watch? And maybe matches like from 66 kilogram. Start with ADCC. Like what are the matches and players that you really enjoy watching?
Yeah, I really like Ethan Krellison. I really rate an ability to scramble. Just because it's such a wrestling heavy thing. And I feel like it's even better in jiu-jitsu because you don't have to worry about like the instant scoring. Like you can start turning to your back and it starts becoming even like more complex, the scrambling in like in grappling than in just straight wrestling. So I really do like him, especially like the number one way to shut down a scramble is to get the back. So he's basically just always scrambling to the back.
Thank God Bobby's not on here trying to sell his privates and fucking back strangles. I learned back strangles from Ethan Creliston.
Is it?
If you
I'm sure he tried
slamming propaganda right now, who's milking it?
Probably.
Yeah, he's pretty good though.
Yeah,
God, it's amazing.
but and then probably on the complete opposite spectrum of that is Musakayev, a wrestler who has an ability to just like he's got to be one of the most athletic people that have ever existed. He's a 65-kilo wrestler. He basically, a Russian guy that naturalized to Hungary. He has an ability to be just so fast, but so fast with chains. So it's kind of like he'll be in on a leg, in on a double, in on a body lock, and then you're on the ground. It's like there's no ability to even defend, counter, create a scramble. It's like kind of he just shuts it down with just insane athleticism. But it's not like it's not like kind of wipeout spazzy athleticism. It's like the most extreme athleticism you could ever see, mixed with like just insane technique. And there's something about it that is just like mind blowing.
Maybe that's the term we were chasing, that like natives have to combat sports, is chaining. His ability to chain, like just always the next step. You guys have played the game so much. It's repetition. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's it. How about you? Who's your favorite person watch at 77? Maybe ACC. For ACC. I guess Rotolo is always great to watch. Like it used to be JT Torres. Now the Rotolos, since they're like pretty more active than anyone else. I just always on ONE FC doing either MMA, jiu-jitsu, always fighting like best sambo guys too, like other disciplines. Yeah, I guess that's a good question. Like with your wrestling expertise, do you think like Rotolos have good wrestling, or do they have good wrestling for jiu-jitsu? Because they don't really shoot, like they look kind of scrappy, but then their ability from the ground is very impressive if we're to analyze their data, like their actual output. Yeah, strangling people, they're taking it back. Like even though they're doing these crazy like slaps and stuff. Yeah, technical wrestling per se.
Yeah, so I would say yes, except for the clubbing. I'm clubbing meaning like just the smack in the head. I feel like like it's like there's a snap down and there's like clubbing where it's like borderline a strike. I'm really against that because then they're just kind of playing a fine line where the ref is either going to step in or they're not going to step in, and they might be biased towards them, so they're not going to step in.
Shout out Magnolia.
Yeah. So it's like I see it almost as like a cheat, like they're cheating in the sport if they're doing that too aggressively. But in terms of like their ability to actually wrestle, like apart from that aspect, like definitely very good. Like the way they kind of get the body locks and get takedowns and stuff on it. And then even like kind of going back to the scrambling, I feel like they've kind of created their own version of it where they're scrambling, but then they're also looking for like submissions in those scrambles as well. And like I would say like I prefer the style of like looking for the back, but I feel like they've developed such a good kind, like their body length. I've given them such an ability to kind of hit chokes from just everywhere. So it's like they're not necessarily having to look for the back. They can just look for kind of like any sort of front headlock choke, as well as the back, of course. So they're kind of having like more options, and they just seem to finish people in those kind of chaotic situations from everywhere.
I think they're very good at punishing extension. Whereas like you per se, like you have a really good back take game. You're very good at punishing retraction. I think that would be my take there. Yeah. Whereas like they're looking for the opening between the armpit. Yeah. And full extension, like for arm bars, like obviously Cade, Sublocky. There's another one, PJ Barch too, right? Like that. Very impressive submission game, hey?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's
crazy.
Yeah, I think for them, it's like they started at 3 years old. Like something you see a lot in wrestling and in jiu-jitsu is like twins or brothers just exceeding, reaching like extreme heights because they have each other to train with. Like Mark Schultz, Dave Schultz, the Brands brothers, the Rotollos, like the Tackett's. Like there's something to having a body to train with that is almost identical to you, where you can just like go through the same kind of battles over and over and over again and just figure out, like maybe even just unconsciously, like the right movements to make. But yeah, obviously I rate the Rotollos very highly, and their wrestling is very good. But yeah, not a fan of clubbing. Everything apart from that, I'm a huge fan of their style.
For sure. Imagine if like motor school recruitment and like AI technology gets to the point where we can train with the perfect AI model for like our body type, skill level and stuff, and just like, oh, it'd be incredible, eh? We get so good so quick. Your social skills would diminish, like you become even more autistic. Like,
It's gonna go full up Barky with the shadow drilling. Just imagine the best opponent.
Shout out Levi Jones Leary. Shadow drill.
Ultimate shadow driller.
King, bro.
Always.
Amazing.
He can shadow drill pretty much any move. Like, he doesn't need a partner.
He's so good. Maybe he's onto something, yeah.
Right. I think it works. Like, you look at wrestling, boxing, all doing forms of shadow training.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at worst case scenario, it's just like active recovery, right? Yeah. Like I think it's a good thing as well, for sure.
Absolutely. All right, silly question. Zach Amon messaged us. He said, why is he not on the show? Why is Zach Amon not on the show?
Aaron on before Zach.
Bro, this guy like stunts on everybody in the gym.
I'd have to call him out for posting 100 clips of him tapping me.
Every platform, eh?
Yeah.
Every platform.
Even like the dating app.
Yeah.
Hinge.
He chucked it on his Hinge
Tinder.
Yeah.
For reference, our good friend Zach Amon. Shout out Zach Amon. He has a video of, I think you guys are doing a specific training.
Bro, that's the thing. It's like,
it wasn't even rolling.
It doesn't matter. It's like, he might start in a fucking anaconda and then I'll tap from it and he'll chuck that footage up on whatever, Hinge, fucking Instagram story, whatever. Like,
Zach's got dates from clips of him submitting Aaron in training, in specific training. They started from a given position. Amazing. What a guy.
You can never let him start with an anaconda, like, because the cameras are always on.
Yeah. Like, not starting anaconda, like front headlock, but it's
right, never that deep either.
Yeah,
he'll manipulate the footage.
He's a very funny guy. It would be fun if he was here, but I feel like it'll be a different podcast if he was here.
One day. That'd be amazing. I would I have so many stories to tell. I just need to get him to tell them. So good.
Yeah, Zach's got to do a podcast. He's a hilarious dude.
What a kind guy, hey?
Yeah, and a beautiful person. Like, he's a very good dude.
He's the best. Very good anaconda.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad.
He's got that strong squeeze.
Oh, a single man strength, brother.
Single man. Yeah, for real. Well, what about freestyle wrestling? Are there any major matches that you would like to watch, or like runs, or like people that you study a lot?
Yeah, well, kind of coming back around to Saeed, which something that just happened 2 days ago, the Europeans. So what happens in wrestling is, because Russia is just so dominant, basically the best wrestlers in the world never get a chance to compete at Worlds, never get a chance to compete at Euros. So what ends up
because of naturalization, right?
No, just because the Russian Federation, I guess, picks whoever goes. It's almost like there's no qualification process. It's kind of like, if you've proved you're going to win, you're going to get sent again, because you're going to win again.
Sidakov,
exactly. Yeah, just for example. So what ends up happening, and it's actually a bad thing about the sport, is more and more of them are naturalizing to other countries and competing for other countries. So just as an example, I think at the last Olympics, there was no Russia, but there was probably 6 or 7 Russians competing, all under different countries, including Australia. So it's actually a problem because like in another 10 years time, it's going to be the like instead of a world
Russian nationals.
yeah, it's just going to be Russian nationals instead of worlds and Olympics and stuff. But like coming back around to your point, at Europeans in Albania, 3 Russians naturalized over, and within maybe 2 years ago they did it. First year, one became a world champion. I think their names are hard to pronounce, like Zelenkan Abkarov at 57. They got their first Olympic medalist ever, Dadaev, and I forgot this last guy's name. He's the one that the main point is about, Valiev. So they got bronze at the Olympics, and the other one won a world championship, and this was all within 2 years. And if they stayed in Russia, they never would have even been able to compete for Russia, never would have been able to compete in those worlds. But at the Europeans 2 days ago, Valiev actually beat Sidakov.
Wow.
And Sidakov is an Olympic gold medalist, 3-time world champion.
Valium beat Sidakov.
Yeah, so Valiev beat
Valiev.
Valiev beat Sidakov.
The sleeping giant beat Sidakov. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's so now my like my coach, who is the president of wrestling in Albania, he has those 3 guys competing under Albania, and they're just killing it. Like they're basically the 3 of the best in the world now. So
You've watched a lot of them, I'm assuming, like you've been.
yeah, I've been watching them and hoping. I've just actually booked flights to Albania. I'm gonna go. The plan is to, provided no injuries and stuff, go compete at senior worlds and hopefully get some training in with those guys as well. So that'll be a really interesting experience. But in terms of like things to look forward to, it's like there's not much because Europeans just happened like 2 days ago. So I'm more just gave a recount of what happened 2 days ago rather than what to look forward to.
Yeah. But you're going to train. Will you be competing in Albania?
No, so I'll go to Albania to train with my coach. Saeed. I hope they'll be there, but often what happens with these Russians is they naturalize to a country, go back and train in Dagestan, and then just compete for the countries. So it's a really like broken system.
Okay.
But at the very least, like when the actual competition is on, everyone will have to be over in Croatia, where the competition is on, and I'll at least get like a week or so of training with them because like my coach is like essentially their coach as well. Like obviously they still have their Russian coach as well, but they're like very intertwined now. Like my coach and the 3 Russians that have naturalized there.
Awesome, dude. And what is the obviously lighter guys, 65. 65, yeah. What is their game and attributes like roughly over the 3 of them? And
I feel like
what makes them so good? Yeah, what's my main question?
Yeah, I've like what the 65 is really big. Like he actually he beat the Misakayev, the guy I was talking about before, who's like my favorite wrestler.
Wow,
for the Olympic bronze medal. I want to say he tech fooled him, but it was like 2 years ago. Misakayev is a guy where he's just like so insanely like kind of fast twitch that he either like runs through people or gasses so hard that he just falls apart. Yeah, I can't remember exactly how he beat him, but it was very surprising that he beat him, and then not surprising, but it was very impressive that he beat him. Yeah, he's just very, very long and just very good. Like they're just all 3 of them are just very good. I couldn't like pinpoint exactly what makes them good. Like the 57, for example, has just like this incredible arm throw that he seems to be able to hit on everyone. But nothing like say like Jordan Burroughs, you can say like his double leg type of thing. Like I feel like it's just like they're just good at everything.
You're good at just seems so well rounded.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that like separates the Russians. They're just so well rounded. They're not like really specialized, say like with the Americans where they're a bit more just kind of like double leg heavy.
And the reason I like watching a lot of Russians is because they're experts at making their opponent carry their body weight, which I think is a useful skill in jiu-jitsu. Whereas Americans, sometimes like their hand fighting looks nice, but like shooting afar doesn't really help me in jiu-jitsu because I'm not tiring myself, I'm not fatiguing, especially for the bigger division. But I think that's important for the smaller guys too.
Yeah.
I think it's a general skill all around.
For sure. Like it's more like focus on efficiency. Like I feel like the Americans are kind of like so heavy with the strength and conditioning. They're almost like it doesn't matter if you're more efficient than me. I'm gonna just be way too strong and fit for you. So even if you are more efficient, you'll still get more tired than I will.
A good historical example is that guy that Pete Saito, the American guy that was juiced to the guilt.
Yeah, Brandon Slay.
Brandon Slay.
Yeah, exactly.
Incredible wrestler, but like not on the level of Saito.
No, I think he beat Saitiev and then vanished. So he beat the greatest wrestler of all time.
And he stopped
and never competed again.
Genius.
It's like a very suspect type of thing.
And he was juicy looking here.
Yeah.
It was huge compared to the Saito.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Talking about historical wrestlers, I think you had a question about the upcoming CGI match.
So CGI upcoming. I just wanted to ask you, who is
what's the Dan Gable match here?
Yeah.
Gable Stevenson.
Gable Stevenson.
Gable Stevenson. Who is Gable Stevenson for people that don't know?
Yeah, he's like Olympic gold medalist, but he's kind of going a weird path of like
anything about him, mate.
Yeah, so he won an Olympic gold medal quite young, and rather than kind of like really like zone in on the fact that he's the best, he just became the best wrestler in the world. He kind of tried to leverage that to go to the WWE.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he went into the WWE, and then I guess he wasn't much of a performer, so he kind of got cut from that. Then he apparently even tried to become an NFL player, just because I guess he wants millions and millions of dollars. So he tried to take that approach. And then he actually recently lost in college wrestling against the under 23 world champion.
Wow.
Like in freestyle wrestling, under 23 world champion.
Wow.
So in my opinion, like he fucked up. He kind of like chased the money and kind of lost sight of what got him kind of the gold medal in the first place. But yeah, now he's apparently going to be versing Craig.
How do you think he's going to go against a guard puller?
Yeah,
that guy was pretty classic, Craig.
Yeah, like I mean, the skill of learning to defend leg locks is like, there's just it's such a long learning curve. There's like, in my opinion, he's just gonna get smashed.
It's gonna be annoying to avoid those leg locks.
Yeah, like I don't see how he does it. Like it's not something you can be like, all right, I just signed this match. I'm gonna bring in the best leg lockers in the world, and they're gonna teach me for however long, for 6 months. I'm gonna work twice a day on leg lock defense, so submission defense. So it's like you can't bridge that gap that fast. It takes years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
So like, I think he's just going to get tapped very, very fast, to be honest.
Do you think leg locks will be legal? Or do you think they had a spoken agreement, like a hidden agreement?
I mean, they probably should. Like, they probably should if they're trying to make a spectacle of it.
Craig just goes out there and he bars him in seconds.
Like especially Craig. Like, he's such a leg lock. Like, I wouldn't say he's a leg lock specialist. Like, obviously, he's very good everywhere. But like, his leg locks are his like go-to, and I feel like that's like a kind of kryptonite of like a strong, powerful wrestler. It's like I feel like if he tries to triangle him, like I feel like Gable Steven could just kind of like posture out of even like a deep triangle. Like if he tries to armbar him, he'll just be like incredibly powerful type of thing. Like obviously Craig's got freak technique and can still hit these submissions on him, but I just feel like a heel hook he's just not going to be able to stop a heel hook. Like he's not going to be able to flex his foot and be able to, like I think it's a bit of a gimmick match, as Craig is probably trying to put it on for that reason.
What did Craig say on Instagram the other day? Like, wrestling can be beaten by just sitting down.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
No,
This is so funny.
If the rules allow it.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't want to wrestle with the best.
Yeah, no, like, what is Craig going to wrestle Gable? Like, obviously, if they verse in a wrestling match, it'll be just as lopsided. It's just
absolutely.
Like, I'm sure they're just paying Gable well, and like seeing Gable's track record of trying for the WWE, trying for NFL, he's probably just like, I'll take this match, get a bunch of money, and and just go back to wrestling.
For sure. I'm interested the Ascend program, because you have like Aaron has a program at the moment that you're organizing with Dan Ha and
And Ken Lam.
Ken Land, in northwest of Melbourne.
Yeah, so it's in Donvale.
Tell us about
it. So yeah, it's just kind of like a small kind of gym we're opening. So we're located in 2 locations now. In Donvale, you can just Google Maps Ascend and it'll come up. It's a bit more targeted towards kids. Of course, adults as well, but really we're pushing towards kids and kind of like martial arts for kids and teens, and but like obviously long-term goal, like a proper competitive gym with adults, kids, teens. But obviously it's hasn't been around that long, like kind of like 4-5 months deep into it. So yeah, that's more what we're targeting, but it's going well. It's going well. Just kind of like a slow, steady thing. Like obviously we all have our own lives that we're doing, so it's a thing we're doing together, kind of as a side thing. But it's an enjoyable process. Good friends with Dan, good friends with Ken, and it's doing well. Like we're enjoying it. Like it's just doing as we expected type of thing.
Especially, I guess this question is targeted towards teaching kids, but what are you finding like some of the joys and challenges of teaching kids jiu-jitsu?
So to be honest, Dan is doing the kids teaching. Yeah, so he's a really good kids coach.
So relatable, hey?
Yeah, he's just great at it. Like I've taught kids in the past, and it's its own skill. It's not
For sure.
It's not like you're technical at the sport, so you can teach people the sport. It's its complete own thing. So Dan is like, I would say, like as good, if not better, than any other kids coach I've seen. He's just great at it. Teens are a bit different. Like teens, you can start getting some like seriousness to it.
Teens are fun.
Yeah, teens can be more fun, especially if they want to take it seriously and they want to compete and they're like genuinely wanting to learn the technique and like wanting to like to develop the skill of the sport. Then it becomes quite enjoyable. But then you get like a mix of the ones that do and the ones that don't care. So it's even that can be a pain because it's hard. You almost like lose focus on the ones that don't care. You focus on the ones that don't care, trying to control them, while the ones that do care kind of don't get the attention they deserve. So that can be a bit of a problem. But that would definitely be a question for Dan, not me. He's I would say he's like a professional kids coach.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not.
I guess you trained in the kids program here at Absolute MMA St Kilda. You taught kids jiu-jitsu for a bit. What do you think are like maybe like if you were to give 3 points of advice to like upcoming teachers of kids jiu-jitsu, like what would you recommend? Just quit, bro.
Yeah. It's not what
It's so hard.
Try and coach adults if you can.
Yeah.
Kids is a nightmare, brother.
So yeah, I feel like it's a good stepping stone. Like it's good because you can be like a blue belt teaching kids, where you can't be really a blue belt teaching adults. Like I feel like it's like if you have aspirations to coach one day, it's like start there. But
For sure, a great intro, into coaching.
yeah, but in terms of like
In the long run, no.
yeah,
There's a reason why Lachlan Giles is not coaching kids.
yeah,
It never has.
yeah.
A few times.
Yeah, but then again, in saying that, like I feel like there are people out there that are so good at it,
You're
and
amazing.
it's like they can actually enjoy it.
Oh, yeah. Have you got the patience?
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. And I but Dan is that like that way.
Dan's a great patient man.
Yeah, exactly.
And people like Carl, Liv.
Yeah,
It's probably one of the niches where like you probably have to pour your heart soul into and like love it.
yeah,
You should love it, otherwise you're not gonna swim.
When Carl can really get on their level, see them eye to eye.
Metaphorically, shout out Makalia Haya. Great kids coach. Great kids coach. A tallest kids coach. Cool, man. Did you have any other questions for Azar whilst we have him?
man, jiu-jitsu athletes looking to improve their wrestling, what would you recommend working?
Yeah, I
Don't
think,
wrestle, bro.
Full guard.
yeah. Honestly, do freestyle wrestling. The amount of people that are like, I don't want to do freestyle wrestling and put shoes on, it's like it's a mistake. It's you like
Who are you thinking of?
everybody. No. Like everybody. They think it's not relevant. It's like you're not going to learn a double leg. Like how are you going to double leg a black belt? Like how are you going to learn a double leg against even just like a purple belt if you're learning it for the first time and they're like high level chokers? It's like you're just going to get choked every time. You're not going to develop the skill. Like it's better to learn it with no submissions. You develop the skill of it and then you try to adapt it to your jiu-jitsu. Like that's when you can really use it. And even say like with the shoes, for instance, it's like a limp leg when there's sweat is the most overpowered single leg defense that exists. But people forget that you start a match with no sweat. A limp leg is not the same thing when you're dry and when you're sweaty. So it's you actually have to learn like proper like shin wizard defenses. You need proper single leg defenses. You're not going to be able to limp leg out of a dry high level grappler's grip, and you're going to get taken down. Even if say you've escaped every single leg, like not every, let's say like 90% of single legs just from limp legging out. It's like when you go to a competition, it's going to be different, and it's a worthwhile skill to wear shoes, do freestyle wrestling, and then not just that, then you've also got the extra opportunities of being able to compete in freestyle wrestling. Like the level of wrestling, say in the absolute pro class, a lot of them, they're professional grapplers, right? Yeah, like they're very, very high level grapplers. It's like they can transition over to freestyle wrestling and do really well, like they win states, like maybe I shouldn't say win nationals, but do well nationals and stuff like that.
Osman did pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. And all it takes is just investing a little bit of time in like just even once a week, putting on shoes, wrestling under freestyle wrestling rules, and all of a sudden you have a whole new sport you can compete in. Yeah. You can compete at states, nationals. It's just more opportunity for more worthwhile competitions. Like I would, in my opinion, like you're better off competing in like states rather than like savage or like grappling industries or something like that. So I think it's I think it's something that should be pushed more.
Do you think like jiu-jitsu athletes should treat wrestling not as merely a separate sport, but as like a game that can like improve our attributes in our sport, in jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is, like using absolute pro class as an example, it's like a lot of the guys don't want to do that. It's like you'll never see the pro class guys in a freestyle wrestling class in the gym, but Lockie did it. Like true. So it's like they're not even like following kind of what Lockie did. It's like Lockie was training freestyle wrestling in exactly. Yeah. So like it's like they kind of form their own ideas about it, but they're not like based on anything. They just kind of don't want to. I feel like I got emotional with that friend.
It's important to, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like more should.
There's a light bulb moment occasionally happens to me, like inspired me in a sense when you're talking about like a slipperiness of your feet and inability to choke. I guess there's like three kind of constraints that we place when we're doing freestyle wrestling, which is really interesting. Like you can't be submitted. You're kind of encouraged to give your back, and you're wearing shoes that like change some things about the sport that we're playing.
Yeah,
something slippery, like gets caught, you can grip the shoe.
Yeah.
It probably makes sense that we should freestyle wrestle with shoes on and then take it back to jiu-jitsu, because you're going to get really wildly good at some things that you couldn't in a free roll in jiu-jitsu. Like you said about the analogous to the shooting and the limp leg.
Yeah.
And I think total as well. Like I found doing freestyle wrestling, my rear body lock defense is like way better.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not worried about giving up my back so much, because it's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
To a point, yeah.
Yeah, it's
obviously not almost.
Yeah, like more like tripod type position. Yeah, exactly. There's so much value in it, in training, competing in it.
Cool. Last question, and we'll wrap it up from young Gabe Young. Your favorite ankle pick setup?
Ankle pick setup.
Yeah, you don't mind ankle picks
For sure. Yeah.
I saw you hit an ankle pick on someone pretty good the other day, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Yeah, actually, maybe I'll say that one.
The ecological guy.
Yeah, just the 2-on-1 to the ankle pick. It's so deceptive. Yeah, just kind of getting to a 2-on-1. If the free leg is if the close leg is back, just stepping through and ankle picking off of it. But it's kind of exact same with an overhook as well. But the 2-on-1 is extremely deceptive, so you can catch people like hit.
That's sick, dude. Just a little coming soon. Yeah. Cool. Shout out 2-on-1s. All right. If viewers want to find you, if they don't know about you, where do we find you on socials? Instagram?
Yeah, actually, just last week, I've just been spamming the fuck out of my social media with just little technique videos, and I'm gonna try to continue to do that. So I've just Aaron Maher grappling on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Well, this guy's on the Patreon.
Yeah, even on the TikTok.
Get him on the Patreon, Aaron Maher's Patreon.
Yeah.
Let's go join. It's worth it.
So just Aaron Maher grappling, no space underscores or full stops or anything. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep pumping out random technique videos. So if you want to learn some wrestling, just follow on.
Get on. Let's go. Yeah, Hugh Jiu-Jitsu, take the back jack, and shout out Jab app for making all this possible. It's the best.
Yeah, Tom's a man.
Honestly, it'll make your posting so much better.
Sick.
Boys, thank you. I have a final question.
Yep.
Your wrestling outfit, satisfying is doing that. I see everyone do it.
Yeah. The wrestling, in my opinion, the wrestling stigma needs to go. I feel like it puts people off the sport. It should just be rash guard, spats, and not spats, rash guard shorts.
Bro, what's wrong with having your white monster out?
Yeah. It's unless you're a 97 kilo jacked Bulgarian dude, it's a weird look. It's a weird look.
A sponsorship opportunity. You finish your next wrestling match with the white monster in the single.
Oh, that's fucking sick. Yeah, amazing.
Wants to hit me up.
Aaron. The white
Sick boys.
monster needs the white monster.
Cool. It's been good. Pleasure.
Aaron Maher, Jack Hampton.
Awesome.